Tampa Bay Rays versus Colorado Rockies. Neither bullpen has been doing too well throughout the early portion of the season, as the Rays are 24th in the sport with a 6.15 reliever ERA, while the Rockies are 27th with a 6.59 ERA out of their bullpen. With the thinness of the air in Colorado, the off-speed pitches are not going to have much movement, essentially making them batting practice fastballs. I understand that the total feels ridiculously high, but these are two teams that can produce runs as well as give them up a bit. Both lineups have been a tad unlucky thus far, as Tampa Bay is 19th with a .2718 batting average on balls in play, while Colorado is just ahead of them in 18th place with a .280 batting average on balls in play. Having Zach Littell and Austin Gomber, two pitchers who are not relying on blistering fastballs, on the mound helps us here, so go with the over as the better play in this game. My total pick is over 12.5 runs. Baltimore Orioles versus Pittsburgh Pirates. It is really hard to ignore how good the Pirates have been to start the season, and although they beat up on a winless Miami Marlins team and a spiraling franchise in the Washington Nationals, I think it is going to be really tough to go up against their first real test in the Baltimore Orioles. While the Pirates are back at home, Grayson Rodriguez is on the mound for the O's and is coming off a really impressive start in his first game on the bump against the Angels. Jared Jones looked good in his first start as well, but he had great strikeout stuff, which is going to be difficult against this Orioles offense that hunts fastballs and makes pitchers work, a tough team to go up against for a young pitcher. Take the Orioles minus 1.5 in this matchup. San Diego Padres versus San Francisco Giants. The two teams faced each other last week in the opening series of the season. The Padres and the Giants both split the 4-game series. The Giants and the Padres are both sending out starting pitchers that faced each other last Saturday. San Francisco's Jordan Hicks and San Diego's Dylan Cease will get the nod. Hicks was the better pitcher and secured the win last week, but I think that will change on Friday. I am taking the Padres because of their offense over the past few days. The Giants struggled in the batter's box against the Dodgers. The Padres' offense found a groove in their last game against the Cardinals, and I think that could translate to Friday's game. Take the Padres to cover. New York Mets versus Cincinnati Reds. The Mets have not looked at all good coming out of the gate for this season, while the Reds are already fighting hard in the NL Central for supremacy. Both pitchers have nearly identical stats, but the Reds will have home field advantage, a factor I believe will play a crucial part in the victory for Cincinnati. The Reds have been able to win both of their 3-game sets with 2 wins over Philadelphia and 2 over Washington. I like the Reds just a bit more simply because they have the momentum at this point. Taking them at minus 1.5 is also an interesting idea, since the spread gives us a plus 155 instead of a minus 130 money line. My team pick is Cincinnati Reds minus 1.5 runs. Philadelphia Phillies versus Washington Nationals. The Philadelphia Phillies are the more talented team and should be able to win in this game. They have the deeper lineup and the better starting pitcher on the mound. In 5 of his 7 previous starts dating back to last year, Patrick Corbin has allowed 4 or more runs, so he is not going to get consistent outs. Aaron Nola struggled to begin the season, but that was against one of the best lineups in the entire sport, so it is difficult to see that carry over here. Take the Phillies to win on the road to kick off the series. Arizona Diamondbacks versus Atlanta Braves. The Diamondbacks have struggled in Atlanta in recent seasons, losing there at a 66.7% clip over the past 2 years. They also have a losing record overall versus the Braves since 2022. Their pitching staff has allowed 5 or more runs to the Braves in 3 of their previous 4 meetings. Adding to Arizona's woes in this contest, the Braves led the league in several key offensive categories in 2023, and they are off to a hot start in the new year, scoring 4 or more runs in 4 of their first 5 games. The Braves excelled at home last season, winning at Truist Park at a 64.2% clip. Henry struggled in his prior start, which came against the Rockies at home last week, giving up 5 earned runs on 6 hits to a team that has failed to score 4 runs or more in 5 of 7 games so far this year. The Braves have won 3 of their first 5 games in 2024. The stats and trends strongly support a comfortable Braves victory in their home opener. Take Atlanta. Chicago White Sox versus Kansas City Royals. This Kansas City Royals team is shown to have a pulse, while we cannot say the same thing for the Chicago White Sox. Brady Singer looked outstanding in his first game, and Eric Fed had a decent game but could not provide enough length. The White Sox are hitting .193 as a team thus far, while the Royals are hitting .247 thus far. Go with the Kansas City Royals to win this game as the better option. Boston Red Sox versus Los Angeles Angels. The Angels will be heading to Angel Stadium for their first home game of the season on the back of a 4-game win streak. Kenning has been streaky, but he can rack up the KS and keep the Red Sox from sending the ball out of the yard. Los Angeles, meanwhile, has been able to drive runners in with their ability to extend hits and log home runs. Look for Angels to keep rolling here. Los Angeles money line. Houston Astros versus Texas Rangers. The Houston Astros are looking to figure out how to get going after a brutal start to the season, but seemingly turn things around in their last series. They are 2-5 at the moment and looking to get going as they need to pick up wins in a tough AL West. Their team has been one of the best defensive teams in the sport as they are third in the majors with a .855 team OPS right now. They have one of the top hitters in the first week of the regular season in catcher Yainer Diaz, 12 hits, .462 BA, and has been seeing the baseball well as he has 3 walks compared to 2 strikeouts. Hunter Brown will be getting the ball here and looking to continue his strong start to the season as he did not factor into the decision against the New York Yankees as he pitched 4.0 innings and allowed 1 unearned run on 4 hits with a pair of walks and 5 strikeouts. The Texas Rangers are in a position where they want to get off to a good start and not be complacent after winning last year's World Series. They have gotten off to a good start on the road as they are second in the AL West with a 4-2 record so far. The Rangers have been one of the most powerful offenses in baseball in the early season as they are tied for 7th in the majors with 8 home runs thus far. The Texas Rangers are doing extremely well and seemingly have been the better team in this matchup. The Rangers are doing well at taking advantage of getting good jumps on the base paths as they have 4 stolen bases without being caught, while the Astros have stolen bases while being caught 3 times as well. The massive difference is looking at the bullpens throughout the season thus far as Texas is 13th in the majors with a 3.38 reliever ERA while Houston is 23rd in all of baseball with a 6.00 bullpen ERA right now. The Rangers have only hit 2 double plays throughout the season while the Astros have hit 7 different double plays up to this point. Go with the Texas Rangers to win as a slight home underdog. Seattle Mariners versus Milwaukee Brewers. The oddsmakers are expecting a tight game on Friday night as the Brewers are just a -118 moneyline favorite. I'd have to agree since we're getting a great pitching matchup between Logan Gilbert and Freddie Peralta. I'll roll with the Crew in this one since they're the hotter team, and they also have a home field advantage. Milwaukee was excellent at home last season, posting a 49-32 record. On top of that, we have some key head-to-head numbers that go against Gilbert. Over 21 at-bats against Milwaukee's current roster, that's an OPS of 1.190. More specifically, it has been the big dogs of Milwaukee's lineup doing the damage. Christian Yelich, 2-3, Rhys Hoskins, 1-2, and Willie Adams, 2-3, are a combined 5-8, .625, against him, each blasting a home run against the righty. Let's not overthink this one, let's back the Crew. My team pick is Milwaukee Brewers money line.